Welcome back, OIG family, to another episode in Oracle's TA, where we take a look at the technical analysis of fundamental cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Today, we're going to start with Bitcoin and taking a look at where we left off, which was our last episode on Tuesday, July 19th, which is marked by this faded white line here. So we saw that on that day, Bitcoin took a quick rise up, going up over 10% in the span of one day and finding itself outside of its range, actually, that it's been bounded to since, let's see this date, June 13th, so over a month ago, almost a month and a half ago. And what did we see after that? So we saw that Bitcoin tried to break out, couldn't find support, tried again, failed to find support, and eventually came spiraling down in this diagonal downward range. Now, this would have been a really good trading range right here. As we can see, it's respected the levels very well at $22,550. And so we saw a bounce at that level. We tried to break out of the range again, failed, came back and bounced there. Ultimately, couldn't get anywhere higher. Broke below that. Again, another fake out. Not much price action above that level. And then we saw a brief consolidation above support, which often means a move down as we are failing to find support at that level. And that's what we saw, a very sharp move down. From there, we tried to consolidate again, but really that's just a bear flag. And from that bear flag, we came back, we shot right down out of the range. And now we're at our previous level of interest, which is the $20,000 to $21,000 area. And we've mentioned this before, and what I'll do is actually stretch this out, is this area has a lot of confluence, and I would be looking for a long position here, as we've still to this day have a low and potentially a higher low here. Now, Bitcoin could easily just come back down here, but this is the interesting thing. There is also a lot of confluence at this level. So it's something to look at whether or not we find support here. And how will we do that? We need to go on a shorter time frame. So right now we're looking at the chart from a 2-hour time frame. Let's go to a 15-minute time frame. And what do we see here? Well, we see that Bitcoin's not doing much. It is moving sideways for the most part on the shorter time frame, but we have very low volume, and that typically is the signal for an explosive move or some sort of move in the near future. But really what we want to see is some market structure change within the short-term time frame. So something like this, and then like this, and then up could be the potential opening for a long position. And where would we open that long position? So first you'd set the low, then you do the higher low. Then as you break this high, this would be where you set your long. At least that's what I'm planning. And again, this is not financial advice. We're only doing paper trading, so no real money being used here. But nonetheless, we will be looking at Bitcoin's reaction in the next couple of hours with this level here. And ultimately what we would like to see is, well, at least for the bulls, they would like to see some sort of support bounce from this area of confluence. And if it does fail, we would look to see its backtest, a bearish backtest of that level, and potentially find support at this area of the $19,300 level. Now it's really good to note that I'm really paying more attention to the bullish case, as I've seen a lot of volatility in Bitcoin's price action in the recent days and weeks that is. So I think that I am looking more at a bullish scenario for Bitcoin, simply because we've seen a good rise up in the last couple of swings. I mean, this one here, almost 30% in less than a week. That's impressive. But it's also impressive on the way down. I mean, we've seen 15% on the way down. So it's good to note that we have to eliminate our biases when it comes to looking at price action, and really just look at the chart for what it is and not what we want it to be, right? So those, just going to go over a quick summary of the levels again. Want to see some sort of interaction at this level. If we do see Bitcoin somehow find support on a low time frame, I would be keen on opening up a long position, but I will not discount the fact that it is possible for Bitcoin to sweep under this level, have a bearish retest, and then come back to the $19,000 or $18,000 area. And that's where we're going to look again to see whether or not we can establish support or just break through it and then potentially create resistance. So not much going on in the chart in terms of new price action. Again, it's just been going. Bitcoin's just been going in downward price action for, let's see here, the past week, and you know, it's also another thing to look at is the angle of attack in terms of how steep the price action is moving up or down. I mean, you can see that we have a pretty steep incline incline on the way up, and then a not so steep decline on the way down. So this is also used to determine the strength of the move and the strength of the sentiment regarding Bitcoin's market sentiment. So ultimately, it does look like the bulls are a bit stronger just looking at the chart. But again, we'll have to see how it interacts with the levels. Moving on, let's just take a look at Ethereum quickly. Let's get a better view here. So let's go on the 2-hour time frame. So last time we looked at Ethereum would have been July 19th. So let's just find July 19th on the chart here. And I press Alt V to create a vertical line here. And so what do we see? We see that really what we were saying here last time was that Ethereum could potentially move its way up from here and come up to this level or even up here, which could potentially be some resistance in the future. However, we did say that there is a strong likelihood that since the move up was aggressive, we could see a correction in the near future, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. We do see that if we move in and zoom in, we can see that, would it be this? Ethereum did create some sort of channel here, and it has since fallen out of this. So this could have very well been a bull flag. However, as the rising channel failed to hold support at the bottom here, we see that Ethereum did fall, and really the only next level of support that we could look at is the weekly level. Now, I did add this channel here, this yellow Fibonacci channel, to signify the potential golden pocket, and I just pulled that from the start of the aggressive move up to the peak. So really, you can see that's right here, and I pulled it from the bottom here of this move here. So as the impulsive move is where I measured this Fibonacci level, and it's calling for this area here, which shows some significance as Ethereum's price action did interact with that level previously. So what do I see? I see that it's pretty much a waiting game for Ethereum. I would not be looking for a position yet. However, if we do get to this level, I would want to see some sort of bounce, and ultimately on the lower time frame, just like the Bitcoin chart, I would want to see a market structure change so that I can see higher lows and higher highs, eventually creating the opportunity for a long position that I would want to carry up to here or even further up to the next level. And yeah, so really we're going to be taking paying close attention to the weekly level at 13,300. Sorry, the $1,300 level for Ethereum is pretty much the level or area that we'll be looking at to see potential openings for a long or short trade. Again, this level is going to be key. So a support bounce here would open up a long. However, a fall through would signal me to look for a short. And it does seem like there's not much going on, but really we can't discount the fact that we've seen Ethereum up 65% in 11 days. And that this move down, although significant, 17 and potentially even more if we come down to the weekly level, that'll be at almost a 20% move down. I mean, there's still a lot of room to go up, so it's something to look out for. I'll be paying attention to the $1,300 level. If we fail to hold this level, I will be looking for some sort of interaction at the Fibonacci level, which is currently around the $1,200 level. So that's it, OIG family, for this week's update. Tell me what you'd like to see. Remember, leave a comment for any suggestions, as well as if you'd like to increase the frequency of these shows to twice per week. That's something we're going to look at. But that's pretty much it for this week. Remember, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button to stay up to date with all the stuff coming out from OIG. And until next time, we'll see you soon.